What is generational trauma? A simple Google search defines it as a transfer of traumatic experiences from one generation to subsequent generations. But what does that look like spiritually, and how can an individual and/or community heal from the trauma? These questions hit me as I was in the thick of Toni Morrison's 1987 novel, Beloved, a story that follows a formerly enslaved woman, Setha, whose home is haunted by a ghost of her child and who is visited by a mysterious young woman who calls herself Beloved. Go check out the previous reel for my book review itself. In this reel, we'll deal with generational trauma and use segments from the book to speak to the effects and repair. Recently, I was talking with a white coworker and we got on the topic of race relations, and he genuinely asked me why I speak so much about it. In short, I told him there's no success in my family that didn't come from overcoming some component of racism. And like many Black people in America, simple survival is considered successful. I've mentioned my paternal grandfather before, a man who did everything that he was supposed to do: community activism, building churches, and raising a Black family in the Jim Crow South. Yet when he aspired for his master's degree, the same institutions telling him to pull himself up by the bootstraps told him he wasn't good enough for their programs. He then went out west, gained his master's degree, came back south and obtained his doctorate degree in education, continuing to dive into community work. My maternal grandfather moved with the same dignity, yet his trajectory was altered in his mid-30s when he found his father in a lake murdered by white men. As a young child, I couldn't put the pieces together of why my grandfather always had a bottle in one hand and a lit Black and Mild in the other. The inner turmoil of wrestling with the fact that his father was killed by the hands of men who were free weighed mightily on his mind and ultimately led to the disruptive coping mechanisms. I think of the thousands of millions of Black men, women, and children who have similar stories, families who were terrorized and forced to deal with the aftermath of that terror. Further along in the conversation with my white coworker, he childishly alluded to Morgan Freeman's take on Black history.
I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism on
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a Black man.
I fundamentally believe not talking about racism and its effects is the dumbest thing a person can say and serves as a tactic to wash away Black history. Much of the passage of Black history amongst Black people is oral history. White people have no incentive, motive, or purpose to highlight Black history. If I don't speak on the full existence of my own grandparents, I effectively participate in their erasure and contribution to their respective communities. And unlike Morgan Freeman, I won't allow that to happen. In the story Beloved, Toni Morrison places heavy emphasis on acknowledging the past, healing from the pain by the way of the community efforts, and then utilizing the community to continue to spread healing energy and resources to those in need. Freeing yourself was one thing. Claiming ownership of that freed self was another. Like if you enjoyed this segment, share if it could benefit others, subscribe for more book-related content. Till then, stay in the book and stay out the way.